Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, first of all, I'm going to go over a couple of things, what not to do, especially if you're switching back from the push to a compound bow. This bow that we're going to be using this year, I've talked about it in an earlier video, is the Mathews Switchback. It came out in 2005. So let's get to the video. One of the things that I'm going to do, number one, we're going to show you what bow we're using this year. If you guys are interested in our arrow setup, look for that video to come out in the near future. But one thing I do want to tell you, if you guys are using an older bow like the Switchback, check the string on it. Make sure the string's okay. But we're going to go over some do's and don'ts. I'm going to explain some stuff to you that I did that you don't want to do. Don't do this when you're trying to fix your old bow, especially starting out with the string. But those strings weren't designed to last 19 years, guys. But if you went slow, you could back up each limb bolt, the top and the bottom, one at a time, one turn at a time, and back it off to where there was no tension on your string, and then you could replace the string yourself. So here's the mistake I made. Don't do this, guys. These limb pockets on the older, this is an older bow, but these limb pockets, the way they work is that limb has to kind of go into the limb pocket and then seat back here where it's seated at. So if you loosen these up, there's a chance, even doing it slow like I did. And what I did is I was doing one turn at a time. I'd drop back and kind of release the tension wherever it may be in the bow. And I did that until I pulled the string off, put the new string on, and then the problem is your limbs will come out of the limb pockets and you can't get them back down. So you have to use a bow press if you've got one of these older bows. If you don't have a bow press, just plan on spending a couple of bucks and taking it to your local archery shop. If you're fortunate enough to have a buddy that has one, plan on going over there and giving him a few bucks, because he spent all the money on that equipment, guys. It's not cheap. So that's the number one thing. Again, check your bow over. I doubt you're going to see any problems with the limbs, the riser, any of that stuff. All that stuff's made to last our lifetime. When you've got your string off, make sure that your cams are moving. You got the solo idler cam up top. Make sure that the cam on the bottom's moving smoothly, and if everything's moving smoothly, put your new string on. I did get this string from 60X Strings, and guys, I want to say it was like $130, $140. One thing I will tell you, and again, I'll zoom in on this so you can see it closer. This one is weighted. They sell these strings with or without weights. The weights are to help with your arrow speed, flight, dynamic, whatever. I'm not going to pretend to be a bow engineer, because I'm not. But the original Mathews strings did have weight in it as well, so I went ahead and ordered it with the weight. They sell it with or without the weight. I would suggest going with the weight simply because that's the way it came from the manufacturer back when these bows were originally made. You're going to see some videos online where guys are going to be pulling these back. You can shove a screwdriver in some of these gaps and replace the string. If your bow is 19 years old, don't just replace the string. Replace both the cables and the string, and they sell them as a set. I'm going to put a flashlight on here because there's a couple of key points I want to show you if you're going to end up tuning this up yourself or you take it to your buddies. But you've got a hole right here, and you've got a hole right here. These two holes, when you're putting your new string on, these holes should line up and run parallel to your string. So get you a yardstick or something that you can use, and you're going to line that up with them two holes, and that should be parallel to your string that you just put on. And again, with camera angles and everything else, I don't know for certain that this is going to look right, but those two holes should line up, and this should be parallel, so you should have the same distance from here to here as you do down here closer to where your peep side is. Okay, down here on this end where your cables tie in, they're split in half, and they're on both sides of your cam. When you're at full draw, this wheel here should be parallel with your string. So you can adjust how much your cam angle is leaning based on the amount of twists that are in these two cables up here at the very top of the limb. And then again, you can kind of rest it on there. But the most important thing is it being parallel at full draw. So if your buddy's helping you, if you're taking it to a pro shop, they already know this stuff. But if your buddy's helping you, those are going to be a couple of things that you want to do. Now, I do want to say this. Coincidentally, a buddy of mine from church actually has this exact same bow. He's got a 31-inch draw. We replaced, he took his bow to a shop. They replaced the string on it. His timing was off, which you guys are probably saying, what difference does it make? It's a Mathews solo cam. There's no true timing. Well, they're still from the factory. They should be. So a couple of things that I want to point out on this, the specs on this bow, when you get your string on from where your axles join at your limbs, that should be 33 inches. Double check the specs, pull it up for your bow, your specific bow, but you adjust that by the amount of twists that are in your string and with the bow clamped all the way down. His was off about a quarter of an inch. We did get it shrunk back down to where it should be. He did not use the 60X strings. If you're buying a 60X string, they do come from the factory. They're going to be twisted up. They've got a paper clip on them so that they don't come untwisted while you're trying to put them on. Don't let them untwist. If you ordered the string and you're getting it out to look at it, make sure that you're not letting those things untwist, because that's important. They put those twists in, and it just makes it easier when you go to put the bow together. I had messed with my buddy's bow quite a bit to get it all back the way it should be, and especially that cam lean up at the top, the idler wheel. His was way off. So it just saves yourself a lot of time if you don't let it get untwisted, and whoever's putting the string on should know that anyways. Again, guys, those are some things to look for if you're going to be using an older bow. You don't want to go out there and be drawn back halfway and punch yourself in the face because something broke on the string, whether it be the D-loop or the string itself. Fix it, get it safe, practice with it. And I'm pretty excited to take it hunting. We've already been out hunting numerous times this year. If you guys are interested in the hunting videos, we'll be putting a playlist to that up there soon. If you guys are looking for a bunch of videos where guys are showing bow kills, this ain't the channel for you guys. I make this channel family friendly. I want Peggy from my church to be able to watch this video. So she's going to get to see the deer. She's going to get to see the wildlife. She's going to get to see us eating steaks, but she's not going to have to watch somebody harvesting an animal. And that's the way we've had our channel since we started it. And I hope you guys can appreciate that out of the respect for the animal and out of respect for anybody that does not want to see it. We just don't show it. Like any other video out here on YouTube, I know there's going to be a couple of things I missed. Comment down below and let us know some things that we've missed. Yes, we are still going to be using our longbow that's right here behind me. I'm sure you can see it. This is an Al Kimry longbow. But the last couple of years that I went to deer camp, I've missed deer because they was at 20 yards, and I just won't shoot that far. I feel 100% confident shooting 20 yards with my compound bow. I need some meat, guys. Me and my wife, we depend on a couple of deer a year, and the last 2 years I've come home empty-handed. So if I can get one, maybe two under my belt this year, then we're going to switch back over. We've got a lot of season left because we're hunting here in Texas again. We'll be going back to our longbow. But it's important for us to get some meat this year, and it cost us way too much. Guys, comment down below, let us know. And again, if you don't know, I want to throw this out here because I've already had a few people giving me crud about going back to my Mathews. I don't black powder hunt. I don't gun hunt. I hunt with a bow through all the seasons. And it irks me a tiny bit when somebody mentions, I can't believe you switched back to your compound, when I know they're going to be out during rifle season with a rifle. If you're going to give me crap about it, make sure that all you're hunting with is a trad bow through all 3 seasons. Again, I appreciate your likes, comments, and subscribes. Comment down below. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts about the guy that's all trad? I've got one friend, Johnny. He hunts with me every year. Johnny hunts with only a trad bow. Justin only hunts with a trad bow. They don't gun hunt. They don't black powder hunt. I'm okay if those guys give me a little bit of crud on going back to my compound, because that's all they hunt with through all 3 seasons. I have a hard time, if you're hunting with a gun, giving me crud about shooting a compound bow. Again, guys, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I hope that some of this has helped you. Don't make the mistakes that we did by backing those limb bolts out. It just won't work on these newer bows, even though it's a 20-year-old bow, but it's new compared to the bows that we started working on 40 years ago. Again, guys, we appreciate each and every one of you. We couldn't be doing this without you. I hope you all have a blessed week. Consider sharing this video with somebody you know that may be shooting an older bow. Again, I'm not a Mathews certified bow tuner. These are things that I'm doing to get my bow to where it's shooting right. Comment down below if you know some other tips or tricks on tuning these older bows, because there's just not a lot of information that I personally could find. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys, and look forward to some more fun videos coming soon. And no, this isn't a hunting channel. It's an outdoor channel. We'll be going back to fishing soon. Thank you for you guys that don't hunt for sticking with us during this hunting season. That's a big part of my life every year is October. I make the switch back to bow hunting. I hope you all have a blessed week. Let's get outside and make something happen.